Usually I do these raw and unfiltered in my car. Today we're just changing up the scene a little bit. We're outside and all that. It may not be the best weather, but my gosh, does it still look beautiful. Like I think y'all can see a little bit of grass behind me, but just rained and everything looks so fucking amazing. One thing I've heard recently is that as you get older, kind of stop hearing the birds. You know that bird you hear when you're out in the morning when you're a little kid, you're playing on the playground or whatever. I don't know if y'all can hear that motherfucker right there, but I think it's like a TikTok trend or something, or one of my friends showed me it. But people are saying like those birds are going missing. They ain't going missing, bro. They're right fucking here. It's just we're all not going outside and taking this opportunity that God has given us. And that's exactly what I want to talk about in this video. Opportunities that God, the universe, whatever is granting you and you are not taking or even recognizing. So I want to start this off. The red car theory. What is it? Basically, the red car theory is this idea that if I asked you right now how many red cars you saw yesterday, you'd probably be like, I don't fucking know. But all of a sudden going forward today, you're probably going to notice a lot more red cars and you might have that answer for me. This all goes to say that you have to look for something to find it. And if you're just going through life monotonously, it's not going to find you. You have to seek it. And opportunity is the same exact way. We are given 24 hours in a day, probably close to 16 if you're talking about sleeping and all that. In that 16 hours, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Now, you might not think you can because you're in school, you have expectations by parents, whatever. I promise you, once you get those limiting beliefs out of your head, you start to realize, oh my gosh, the only people here are me and God, this omnipresent being. We are the only ones that exist in my life. Now, I'm not saying to go fucking drop out of school or whatever, go homeless. That's not what I'm fucking saying. But what I'm saying is that you are the creator of your own reality. And there's a plan God has for you. There is a plan. And so often we don't seize that plan and we don't even look for that opportunity. And that was me for so long. I didn't look for the opportunities. I was waiting for someone to come and save me from that agony, that pain that I was in. And no one did. It took me and God to get me out of that pit. And I don't want to give all the credit to myself because it was through prayer, it was through trusting God in that plan that I would be alleviated all that pain I was feeling a few months ago, going through, my whole life being basically flipped upside down, moving into an apartment in downtown Dallas, which is the city that I live in, and ultimately moving out of there, having a business fail, dropping out of college, being around nobody, getting extremely sick, going through a breakup. It just all came down at once, and it really took me searching for opportunities and realizing that I'm the creator of my own reality to get out of that, along with giving my worries up to God. Pairing anguish and prayer, pairing faith and trouble sometimes was what saved me. Now, really, the opportunity I realized going through that dark time in my life was just that every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and everything you do in a day leads to two paths, which I talked about in another Raw and Unfiltered. You have choices throughout the day, probably hundreds of them, and there's a right one and the wrong one as much as your brain wants to tell you that, oh, you're going in one direction. No matter what you choose to do, you're destined for failure. That's what your subconscious wiring, your shitty self-image, your horrid auto-suggest is trying to tell you, but you're not realizing that there's this whole opportunity to be great. So I want to relate this to my life so you can hopefully put it in your context. I have 16 hours. I want to make this YouTube thing a reality. I want to talk to a camera, work out, do the things that I love for a living. I want this to be the rest of my life. And I have 16 hours in a day to create that. Now, I may not be able to work on my videos and whatever for 16 hours, go lift weights for 16 hours. But nonetheless, every single action, every choice I have, what time to go to bed at night, what time to wake up in the morning, whether I brush my teeth in the fucking morning, what type of meal I'm going to eat, the choice to not scroll on my phone or not, it all affects that goal and it all affects my outcome in life. And that's one thing that you're hearing that you're like, oh yeah, of course, but you don't fucking understand it, bro. You do not understand that shit unless you're living it. Unless you're fucking living it. And I didn't live it for so long, and that's why I'm so fucking passionate about this. Because I lived on autopilot for so long and didn't seize opportunity when it came to me. I always knew I wanted to make videos. I always knew I wanted to do YouTube. I always knew I wanted to do something like this, but I wasn't fucking doing anything about it. And I wasn't seizing the opportunity of that 16 hours in the day and all these blessings that God's given me in my life to let me even be able to walk. It's a blessing to fucking walk. It's an opportunity if you have a brain, you have legs, and even more of a blessing if you have good health. I am so grateful for all these things because they ultimately lead to this opportunity I have right now to go achieve something, to go reach my fucking goals. And that's ultimately what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach these because I'm recognizing the opportunity and how crazy it is that I'm even here right now, able to do these things rather than just droning through life and waiting for someone to save me. because as I said earlier, it's not gonna fucking happen. Put your faith in yourself, put your trust in God, and really see what that does for you, because it changed my life. And every single day, I'm not trying to suck my own dick, but seriously, I wake up so happy and so fulfilled and so excited to make these videos. It is 9:30 on a Saturday right now, and I got up at 6:30 to work on my videos, start editing, start scripting, start doing all that, start planning, because I fucking love it, and it's fulfilling, and I've been blessed by God to have this opportunity. So me not taking it would be disrespectful to God, honestly, and be disrespectful of all these blessings. Like, fuck, bro. You see this green grass right here? You see this fence? You see the fucking sky? Like, all of it is just a blessing from God. Every single thing around you, every person, every opportunity, every inclination that you have to go fucking do something is a blessing from God and is ultimately creating opportunities throughout the day. The world is a sandbox. I'm going to make a full video on this concept as well. It's very similar, but has some nuances to it. But the world is your fucking sandbox, and it's the expectations, it's the perceptions, it's the shit that other people try to do on your life that make it a rigid story mode. Your life is not a GTA cutscene. You're in fucking Minecraft, able to do whatever you want. If that analogy makes sense. It makes sense in my fucking head. In a cutscene, you're told what to do, you watch what happens, and that's it. In Minecraft, you have full creative capabilities and could do whatever the fuck you want, and that's life. That is fucking life. And it's these perceptions of other people and these conditionings that you have in your life that keep you in that cutscene and not in the fucking sandbox, not in creative mode like it's supposed to be. People are going to try and make shit harder than it has to be, and it's not their fault too. You probably make shit harder for other people as much as you want to act like, oh, everybody's preying on your downfall. No, you probably hate on people too. I probably do too. I try not to, because I hate when people do that shit to me, but we probably do. It's inherent. A lot of the shit that people do, the people that are going to make fun of you if you start making videos, the people that are going to fucking look down on your physique if you start going to the gym, people that are going to call you a dumbass for going and trying to play a sport or something like that. All those people that are going to fucking make fun of you and shit, that have your name in their mouth, they're on auto-suggest. They have shitty auto-suggest. Their brain are telling them to do that because they hate their fucking life. I've said it so many times, so many fucking times, but no one will ever hate on you that is doing better than you. A billionaire is never going to hate on someone that's starting a business because they were once there too. A YouTuber with 1 million subscribers is never going to hate on someone posting their first video because they were there too. A bodybuilder, someone with a great physique, is not going to hate on someone going to the gym for the first time because they were there too. You will never be hated on by someone that is doing better than you. So for anybody that's got shit to say about whatever I'm doing, why the fuck would I think twice about that? And I had a guy DM me yesterday on Instagram, and he's like, yeah, I want to start posting on TikTok and Instagram, but I just don't feel like my physique's there, so I'm just going to do it later. What the fuck, bro? First off, we talked about the concept of ignorance in another video and how you have to pay down failures and being a fucking dumbass for that time you're going to reach success, and that time where you're actually skilled enough to attract success. You have to start now if you're thinking about something. There's no point in not doing it. To be the best at something, you have to start as a fucking beginner. And this kid, it's not his fault, but he has these perceptions of other people that are weighing on him and other people that are going to think, oh, his physique isn't good enough, or he sees that one comment from someone hating on his physique. I guarantee you, anybody that's ever left a TikTok comment about someone's physique is a fucking fat ass. I'm sorry. You're definitely obese. You definitely fucking hate your life. That's a guarantee. For anybody that does shit like that, there's no point of even putting whoever posted the video and the person who's commenting on it side by side. You already know they're fucking hermits, and that's why they're commenting on the internet. Oh my fucking gosh, it's ridiculous. And even more so, people that are commenting in real life and won't say anything to your fucking face. I guarantee you they're all doing worse than you, and more than likely they hate their fucking life too, or you're showing them something about themselves that they don't like. And I hate how it's became cliche to say this because whatever, the kid that's getting picked on is told by the teacher or whatever, oh, the bully's just insecure, which is fucking true. And you've been told this from a young age, so it just kind of gets pushed back in your brain, and you don't realize the actual truth in these statements, that anybody that's hating on you or anybody that does not want the best for you is simply just projecting their own lives and their own problems onto yours. And that's just something I've been so fucking lucky and so grateful to grasp in my head and understand. And that's ultimately been what's led me to seize these opportunities. Seize these 16 hours a day where I have to make videos, do things I love, live my fucking life, not anybody else's. So I don't know how long this one was, but I really appreciate y'all for watching. Instagram is in the bio if y'all want to go see my daily gratitude or some other shit I got going on over there. Go give it a follow. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I really, really appreciate each and every single one of you watching. If you want to connect, shoot me a DM over on Instagram. I respond to all of those over there. And anyways, God bless y'all.